Hi everyone, and welcome to Homestead Tessie. And today is Crock Pot Wednesday, and you find me out in my garden to prepare this very special dish. I hope you stay tuned. Hi everyone, and welcome. Today I'm in the garden and we are going to be picking green beans. Now I just harvested green beans about 4 days ago, so I'm not going to have that big of a picking, but I'm hoping to have enough for our crock pot meal today. Everybody asked about the beans here in this little cold frame, how they did. I'm happy to let you know that this was success. I have beans planted on my deck. I have beans planted here. I have beans planted everywhere. So every little space that you use is amazing for planting. So I give this project a thumbs up. It's a successful project. And I can't wait to plant more each year in here. So I already got a whole bowl full of them. And here's another one that we're missing. Here's another one that we're missing. It's very important after a long, heavy rain that you go ahead and wash and pick all of your vegetables, or they will rot really quick. So we had all that rain, so I want to get everything picked up here. And there's actually a lot of these. So there you go, my beans in my little cold frame. So many times when you hear old timers talk about the good old days, they would talk about fresh beans and fresh potatoes just dug out of the ground. And unless you had fresh potatoes or fresh green beans, you are missing out on one of life's simple pleasures. So let's get these beans cleaned up and let's make our Crock Pot Wednesday. Hey everyone, and today is Wednesday. That means Crock Pot Wednesday, and I'm going to share with you what we're going to make today. As you've seen, I was out in my garden and I harvested some green beans. So what are we making today? It's going to be a very simple meal, a meal that you can find on almost any homestead. Before I continue, I'm sure all of you now, your eyes are fixated on this beautiful shiny tower that you see beside me, and I have to share with you what it is and the blessing that came my way. So what is this? This is something I have wanted ever since I started homesteading in 2007. This is a Burgundy water filter. And I was blessed this week to find it sitting at my front door. A subscriber who has been watching me a very long time bought this for me as a total surprise. What is a Burgundy water filter? Well, a Burgundy water filter will filtrate any kind of water. And as everyone knows, I have to travel 30 miles to go get our drinking water because our water has high nitrates here. What you do is you put the water in the top of this, and it has some charcoal filters, and the water is filtered down below. It's fresh, clean water. This revolutionized my life because now I'm able to take the water from our well and filter my own water. And in a crisis situation, I can filter all of my rainwater into drinking water. So now I keep 100 gallons on hand all the time in my rain barrels. And at any given moment, I can take that rainwater and I can turn it into great drinking water. So I really want to thank my subscriber for this surprise. Maybe you've noticed my tooth looks a little better than normal. Also, a subscriber found some tooth paint actually made for painting the tooth. It is a cheap item and it works amazing and I really love it. So that's just another fun thing that I received this week. Let's get making our crock pot meal. What we use today is we have fresh green beans from the garden and fresh dug potatoes. These were potatoes that had little blemishes on them. Maybe my fork got to one of them and it cut it a little bit. So I used all of these potatoes right away because they would spoil. All we're going to do is we're going to put our potatoes and our fresh green beans that we picked out in the garden into our crock pot. So I'm just going to add all these potatoes to it. This is a simple meal. This is a simple meal that my grandma always made, and it was very tasty. There's something about fresh potatoes and fresh green beans that are just so good. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these potatoes in here. And I'll pan my camera down to show you what it looks like. Let me get all of my canning jars out of the way. I was canning yesterday. Right now, this time of the year, I can every day. So it makes for a very busy kitchen. Now for the meat. As you know, I'm not spending, still on my zero spend month. So I was looking for what I could use as a meat, and I found these hot dogs. Now these are 100% beef hot dogs, and they have some cheese in them. But I did find these, and we're going to cut these up, and this is going to be our meat. Back in the 1950s and the 1960s, hot dogs were a main staple. People made casseroles with hot dogs, all kinds of unique meals using hot dogs. Now, these are kosher, so they're the Hebrew Franks, which has 100% pure ground beef, which has 100% pure beef. There's no chicken or no pork added. I had one leftover of our beef broth from the Dollar Tree that was used in yesterday's video for canning my soup. So we're going to go ahead and add some of the beef broth. And what I always add is 1 envelope of Lipton onion soup mix. Now, later on in the season, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own. I am learning about how to make your own, and I can't wait to do a video on that. But there you go. So, this meal cost me 99 cents, and it's only half of this, and it was only 69 cents for the onion soup mix. And everything else was pretty much free, except for the couple hot dogs that I used. We're going to put this in a crock pot. Now this is going to be on high for about 4 hours. I'm going to take a minute here to address a question on yesterday's video. I learned something I have never knew before. A subscriber said about the corn taking an hour and a half to can. I have never heard of that, but upon research, she was correct. I've always canned my soup within an hour that didn't have no beans or meat in it. I still feel safe in saying that it's okay to do it for 40 minutes because of the high tomato acid in it, but I did put a update on that, and I would strongly suggest that if you are going to can the vegetable soup, that you can it for 60 minutes to 75 minutes. So that is what the USDA recommends, and I shared a link on that video. But I really want to thank you so much for pointing that out to me. I never knew that. I just was not accustomed to that, and neither was any of my relatives. So those of you who do want to can that vegetable soup, I would can it for the full 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes. There you go, everyone. The meal is finished. So this is Crock Pot Wednesday, a perfect meal, doesn't cost hardly anything, and it's very delicious. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.